Hey everyone, today's class is called Fit to Fly. So we are going to be working on all the prep for arm balancing. And so we'll focus on the hands, the wrists, the shoulders, the core, the hips, the hamstrings, the spine. So basically the kitchen sink of drills to find a little bit more lightness in your practice. So working on the strength that will eventually, almost without you even knowing, get you to a place where your feet are slowly coming off the ground. Enjoy. Come into child's pose and we're gonna get started. So bring your big toes together, knees wide, and relax the upper body down to the mat. So crow pose is essentially child's pose on top of chaturanga. So this is a great place to begin. Start to notice the quality of your breath as it comes in through the nostrils and down the back of the throat. And as you breathe in, you almost already feel this sense of lift, of flight, of rising up. And just begin to walk your arms forward and then activate your fingers. So you come onto the fingertips and the forearms lift, the upper arms lift, and then you lift the head. So the head is floating between your biceps. And that means that the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Hug the sit bones together, lift your lower belly, and then see if you can lift your arms off the mat to hover. Just hover. Yeah. And then release. And it's really the legs are doing the work. It's deceiving. So there's a little bit of lift. Lift the arms and then you feel the legs and outer hips engage. And release. And this is this little rounding lift sensation. One more lift. Hover. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. And we're going to start by warming up the forearms. So we'll lift the palms and then lower them back down at the same time. So the shoulders and the spine, the hips do not move. So there's no sort of pumping. Arms stay straight. Continue to lift up and down. To make this harder, you walk the knees back, put some more weight into the hands. To make it easier, just bring the knees forward. So lift. At the same time, everything else stays locked and loaded. Good, and then turn the hands out and lift, low, lift, lower. Good, and forward. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and then we'll move into cat-cows. Inhale, take the heart forward. And then exhale, round the spine, draw the navel in, chin to chest. Inhale, heart forward through the gateway of the shoulders. And then exhale, round the spine. Good, inhale, heart forward. And then as you exhale, round and squeeze the heels in towards the bum. Inhale, heart forward, lift the knees, hover. And then exhale, round, squeeze the heels in. Inhale, knees hover, lift the tailbone, lift the chin ball. And then exhale, knees down, round and squeeze. So you continue to squeeze the hamstrings around the spine. And then tuck the toes downward facing dog. So Really focusing on a lot of shoulders, opening the hips and hamstring strength. Press into the inner palms. Squeeze the upper arms in. And lengthen the pelvis away from the rib cage. Rise onto the toes and do your little waddle, tiptoe to the top of the mat. Hands heavy. This is the foundation for arm balances, is the hands rooted on the mat. But inhale, lengthen, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. And slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. So you tuck the tailbone under and feel the sensation across the back as you lift all the way up. Bring the hands into your heart. And then inhale, interlace the hands, elbows wide. Exhale, press the palms forward and round your back. Inhale, lift up and back. Stretch the front of the body. And then interlace the hands behind the back. And you're gonna round forehead to knees. So spinal flexion, we're working with quite a bit today. And then release. Inhale, lengthen. Step your right foot back. And then lower your knee. Bring the hands into your heart. And take a deep breath in. Lean forward and twist right elbow, left thigh. And get in right into it. Firm the left hip in, lift the chest. Head in line with tail. So keeping it nice and simple. Sometimes less is more. In order to find more focus. And then release the hands, half split, straighten your left leg. Deep breath in, pull the chest forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale fully, and exhale completely. Bend into your left knee. You're gonna bring the block just inside your left heel, adjacent to. And then take your left hand, spin it counterclockwise. So the base of the thumb meets the base of your heel. You can have it on the mat as well. Turn your right shin in, and then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then the external rotation in your left upper arm. Firm the left hip in, and then lift the left frontal hip. Press the tailbone forward. Inhale. And then release the hand all the way down. Take your block forward, off of the mat. Place the hands, lift the back thigh, flex the left toes, and step to plank. Lengthen from the heels through the crown of the head. And for the first one, we're gonna lower the knees, and we're gonna set up the shoulders. So for your chaturanga, a lot of people go too far down and sink in the front of the shoulder heads. So it's better to actually, that less is more, shallower. Press the tailbone forward and neck in line with the spine. We're just gonna lower a quarter of the way. So lower a quarter of the way. And then press back up. So you maintain the integrity of the shoulders. Lower a third of the way. Ooh. And then press back up. And now lower halfway, if that's available. No further. Look back, see if you can see your elbows. And then press back up. Good, and then you're gonna lower all the way down. Slide the hands by the ribs, point the toes, and lift to your cobra. Anchor the feet, draw the shoulders down the back. And then forehead to the mat. Press up to your knees. And tuck the toes downward, facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, long spine. And center your right foot, lift your left leg high. Inhale, squeeze the heel to your bum. That's your hamstring work. Keep that connected. Draw left knee to the left upper arm. And inhale, lift it up and back. Squeeze the heel in towards the butt, hamstring curl. Knee to your right upper arm, twist. Inhale, lift it up and back. Draw your knee into your heel into your bum, knee to nip. One of my favorite lines, step between the hands. Deep lunge, right hand down, left arm up. Inhale. Taking that twist, firm the left hip in. We're doing a fair few twists in this as well. And I always, I say I have an idea of what a class is going to be, and then it turns into having a multi-dimensional theme. Good. Circle the hand all the way down, rise up, high lunge. Take a little bend in the back knee, deep breath in. Good, sweep the hands back by the hips, arrowhead. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, bend, arms up. And exhale, sweep the hands back, heart forward. And one more. Bend the knee, reach your arms up. Good, and then sweep the hands back. And you hold. Draw the shoulders back and breathe. For 3. Lower belly lifts off of left thigh. 2. And then release your hands down. Walk to the right. Wide angle forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Turn the edges of the feet parallel with the edges of the mat. Deep breath in. Hug the sit bones together and then start to fold forward, sandwiching belly to thighs. For the first one, flip the fingers away from you. Try to flatten the palms. And then pull the ribs to the thighs. You may need to bend your knees to get there, but we're connecting upper body to lower body, which is what we do in arm balances. Our torso to our thighs or knees to the arms. We're essentially folding in half in some way. Inhale, walk forward, deep breath in. And then walk all the way to the top of the mat. Both hands on the inside. Take a little lizard. Take the heart forward. Firm the left knee in. Press the right thigh to the ceiling. I like to take a little slide forward and back. A little bit of freedom here to do it. Feels good. And then step into a squat. Take your right foot forward. Outside the hands. Lower the bum. Reach your arms up. Hug the sit bones together. And then we're going to slowly stand up for 5, 4, lean back. 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet together, hands to the heart. Inhale. Interlace the hands, elbows wide. Exhale, press the palms round the back. Reach up. Stretch the front of the body. Press your bum forward. And then interlace hands, opposite thumb on top. The feet together, round the spine, coming back into that flexion, chin to chest. Lower the hips. And then release your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left foot back. Lower the knee. Hands to heart. Inhale. Grow tall, and then twist to the right, left upper arm to the right thigh. Here we go. So this is that connection, upper body to lower body. Right hip firms in, open the chest. And press the left shoulder blade into the back of the heart. It's my favorite twisting cue. And then head in line with tail. And release your hands. Straighten your right leg. Half split. Flex the toes to the face. You can use your blocks. Deep breath in, heart forward, and exhale and fold. Bend your right knee. Turn your left toes in, so the shin's in, and then bring the corner of the block up to your heel. Spin your right hand clockwise so the base of the thumb meets the base of your heel. Right upper arm externally rotates. And then lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Pull the ribs towards the frontal hips. Breathe. And firm the right glute in. Take a deep breath in. And then lower the hand down. We'll step to a plank. Make your way there. Slow, mindful. And so we're going to do the same little 3 chaturangas, a quarter, a third, and a half. And you can do them from your feet or the knees. Chin in, but retract the skull. Lower, just a quarter of the way. Press back up. Sometimes I do a quarter the whole time. Just seems stable. Lower 1/3 of the way. Heart forward. Press back up. And then lower, maybe halfway, wherever you can maintain that shoulder stability. Press back up. And then lower all the way. Just giving the shoulders a break. Point the toes, lift the chest, cobra. And if you're ready, upward facing dog, opening through the chest. And then downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Center your left foot. Lift your right leg high from the inner thigh. Squeeze the heel to your bum, hamstring. Yo. And then knee to your right armpit. Really nestle it up as high as you can go. 3-legged dog, straighten the leg. Bend the heel to your bum, hamstring. And then knee to left upper arm. Inhale, lift it up and back. Good, heel to your bum, draw your knee in to your chest, step through. Deep runner's lunge, left hand down, right arm up. Easy twist, open the chest. And then lower your right hand. Little bend in your left knee. Reach your arms up into crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in. And then sweep the hands back by the hips, arrowhead. Avoid resting on that front thigh. Inhale, lift. And here, it's like you're flying. Arms back. Like you're wearing a cape. One more, inhale. And exhale, sweep the arms back, heart forward. Squeeze the pinkies. Open the chest, send your right sit bone back. Left thigh to the ceiling. And then release the hands, walk to the left. Wide angle forward fold. So you can stick with that same variation, or this time align the heels with the edge of the mat and then slide your hands back so the heels of the hands are in line with the mat as well, and then you know the feet and the hands are in the same line. Firm the elbows in like chaturanga and start to reach the crown of the head down. Good, if you have your headstand, you're welcome to, but also you can stay here and just do the prep. Elbows in, stabilize the shoulders away from the ears, and lengthen your spine. Bend your knees if you need to. One more breath. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Good, and then walk all the way around to the top of the mat. Take the heart forward, lizard, lizard. I love lizard. I like it because it's one of those more modern postures that doesn't have specific alignment. You just kind of feel the right alignment for your own body. And then look forward, lift the hips a bit. Step to squat, feet outside of the hands. And then reach the arms up. Slowly stand up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands into the heart. Okay, chair. Bend the knees, reach your arms up. Let's sit low. Hands to heart. Interlace the hands, elbows wide. Press the palms forward. Arms in line with the ears. And then lower, belly to thighs, nips to knees. Inhale, lift an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift an inch. And exhale, lower. One more, lift an inch. Exhale, lower. And then fold. Forehead to knees. Inhale, lengthen. And plant the hands, slide the feet back a foot. We do crow prep. Stick with the prep. And rise onto the toes. Separate the knees into a diamond. And start to bend your elbows, knees to armpits, but lean forward, look forward. And so you can stay here. This might be enough. Or play, we do hamstring curls. Squeeze the right heel to your right bum. And release. Good, left heel, left bum. And release. Right heel, right bum. Squeeze, point the toes. And release. Good, and then squeeze, point the toes. And release. Let's straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Good, grab a block between your shins, squeeze, and come back into chair. Good, and it's a low chair because we're gonna come all the way down onto your back. Lift the block up. It's between your shins. Flex the toes to your face. Open your chest. Interlace the hands behind the head. It's not a fit to flat class without a little bit of core. Deep breath in. Good. Lift the tailbone and then lift head, neck, and shoulders. Wrap the elbows forward and then try to touch your elbows to your thighs. Belly down for 3, 2, tailbone down, head, neck, and shoulders down, rest. Inhale. Lift the tailbone. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Try not to bring your thighs towards you. Wrap the elbows and work to touch the elbows to the thighs without bringing the legs to you. 3, squeeze the shins. 2, and release. 1 more breath. Last one, lift the tailbone. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Wrap the elbows. And then tap the elbows for 3, 2, and lower the tailbone, lower the head, release the block, release the feet. Big breath in, lift the hips, bridge. Deep breath in and out. Slowly lower all the way down, hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll all the way to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and out. Okay, here we go. Center your left foot. Lift your right leg high. Inhale. Squeeze the heel to the bum. Draw your knee to your right armpit. And this time you slide the knee down to the wrist. And then up, back to the arm. 3-legged dog, inhale. Good, heel to bum, squeeze. And then knee to your left upper arm. Slide it down to the wrist and lift it back up. 3-legged dog. 1 more, heel to bum, knee to chest, squeeze. Tap the shin down. Lift it back up and then step through. Deep lunge. Good, we just keep chugging along. Firm the right hip in. Press the back heel down. Use the momentum, just rise up. And that's what we're building throughout this class, the steady momentum. Lift the lower belly, frontal hips lift, descend the right thigh, and then draw the elbows into the ribs. Flip the hands forward like stop signs and lower forearms parallel to the mat. Inhale, exhale, press away. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, press. Good. One more, back to center. And press. Reach the arms above the head, look up. And straighten your right leg. Wiggle the back foot in. Align your heels. We're gonna prepare for triangle. Bring your arms to a T. Good, heels in the same line. Sharp angle in the back foot. Firm the left hip in. Start to deepen your right hip crease. Reach your right arm forward. Good, and then bring your hand to the block underneath the shoulder or to the inner shin. And then from here, reach your left arm up. Getting a little bit of external rotation in your right thigh. Well, not a little bit, a lot of it. And hamstring stretch and press down through the feet. Wrap the right hip under and lengthen both sides of the rib cage away from your pelvis. Take a deep breath in and out. Bend your right knee and now bring the block inside on the low height. Same thing, corner of the block to the corner of your heel. Spin the palm so that the hand moves clockwise, the base of the thumb to the inner edge of the foot. Slide your left leg back, reach your left arm up, and then over by the ear. Firm your right hip under. Open your left chest. And then pull the front of the hips up towards your ribs. Slow and steady. That slow burn. And then slowly lower the hand, remove the block. You'll walk over to the left. Bend your left knee. Should release that right hip, arms to a T. High Skandasana. And then give me pulses into the left hip. For 5. For 4, head in line with the tail. 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands all the way back. Lower your left knee. Hands to heart. Grow tall. And then lean forward. Left elbow to the right thigh. Lift the chest. So we have been here before. Firm the right hip in. Find that full twist. And then tuck the toes. Lift the left thigh. Good, so you have to commit fully. This sinking action is no good. You want to press the left thigh up, lift the lower belly off of your right leg, and realign the head with the tail. Take the gaze down. Good, we're gonna move into a twisted chair. So you simply step the left foot forward, feet together, realign the hips. Good, sit low, reopen the chest. Draw your left knee back. Swing the hips more to the left. And stretch the right side of the waist. And then fold over the legs. Inhale, deep breath in, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Left hand, left hip. Draw the shoulder away from the mat and then take your right hand behind your right knee and stand up. Good, grab the front of the kneecap. Good, so you can stay here or you can use your strap if you have one, or you can grab the inside of the foot, piece fingers to your big toe. But notice if you do this rounding thing, Again, no good. Yeah, know what's good for you. Press the left thigh back. That's a lot of this discerning. What is good for you? So take the fingers to the big toe if you're doing that, and then extend the leg. Press the left thigh back. So your standing leg is your priority here. Pull your right shoulder back into the socket. Take a deep breath in. And then take the foot over to the right, 45 degrees. And if your leg is bent, same thing. Take the knee over to the right, 45 degrees. Firm the left hip in. So your frontal hip bones, yeah, they face forward still. They're not twisting over to the side. It's just the leg that's rotating. One more breath. Then come back to center. Left hand to the right outer edge of the foot or towards the right knee. Press the left thigh back and then reach your right arm back. One more breath. Look forward. Hands to hips. Kick your right leg forward. Lean into it for 3. Lean forward. Lift the shin higher. 2. Left thigh back. And release. Do the dance. Inhale. Reach the arms up. And then exhale. Fold. Breathe in. Halfway lift. Plant the hands. We do the crow prep again. Big toes together. And rise onto the toes. Separate the knees into a diamond. From here, you can bring one block onto the highest height, a foot in front of your hands or a little bit further. And that will help you with leaning forward. And so you're on your heels, knees wide. Nestle the knees into the armpits. Lean forward. And then that block is a guiding point. You can use it to rest your head or work to lift away. Squeeze the heels to your bum. Lift the lower belly and ribs off of your legs. And then you can step or jump, chaturanga, to upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in and out. And other side. Center the right leg. Lift your left leg high. Inhale. And squeeze the heel to the bum. And then knee to your left upper armpit. And slide it down to the wrist. And then lift it back up. And 3-legged dog. Lift it up and back. Knee to your right upper arm. Slide it down to the wrist. And then lift it up. A 3-legged dog. Inhale. And draw your knee to your chest. Squeeze. Drop the shin and then lift it up. Step between your hands. Deep bend, heart forward. Right heel flattens, 45 degrees. Warrior 1, rise. Lift everything up. Good, and you should feel a stretch along your right hip, in front of the thigh, into your lower belly. And then draw the elbows into the wrists. We play with that crow sensation of pushing away. Good. We press down to lift up. Inhale. And then exhale, press and deepen into your left thigh. Inhale, elbows in. And then exhale, press away. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, press away. Good, and then reach the arms up. Inhale. And then straighten your left leg and come into triangle. Good, and not the sexiest of transitions, but we get there. We get there. Turn the right toes in, align the heels. And then Firm that left hip in and under, arms out to a T. Reach your left arm forward, forward, forward. And then you can bring your hand to the block. Hand underneath the shoulder. Reach your right arm up. Press the tailbone forward into the pelvis. And then pull the front ribs towards the frontal hips as you draw your left shoulder away from the ear. Being able to hold something for a while is important. That's where the sign of more of an advanced asana practice comes into play. So being able to hold your crow for 5 breaths, right? Just like we would do our triangle or warrior 2. And bend into your left knee, slide the block inside, the lower height, spin the hand counterclockwise. So the arm is externally rotating. The base of the thumb to the inner heel. Firm that left hip under. Press the right thigh back, and you should be able to see your right thigh so you're not coming into a back bend, which is hard for me. Bum in, ribs in, right arm up and over. And I love this variation because your left arm is getting right into that external rotation. One more breath. And then slide the arm all the way down, block out of the way. High Skandasana, bend your right knee. Take your arms to the side. And then pulse into your right leg. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, walk all the way forward. Lower your right knee. Hands to heart. I'm so calm right now, hey? What is with this slow, steady inhale? Keeping the pace, lean forward, and that's what it is. It's a momentum. It slowly builds. Before you know it, you're somewhere where you're like, I didn't know that was possible. Lift the chest. And so you stay in the twist, tuck the back toes, firm your right thigh to the ceiling. And then lift your lower belly. It's that sensation of getting in cold water. Yeah, hug it in. And then slowly take the gaze down. We step into the chair. Right foot forward, woo, feet together. Realign yourself. Lower the hips, lift the chest. Squeeze the outer hips in. Still here. And then release the hands, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold right hand to right hip. Gather the left knee with the hand. Let's stand up. Press the right thigh back and grab the front of the knee. So stay here with the bent knee, or take the peace fingers to the big toe, and then come back upright. Press the right thigh back, left shoulder into the hip socket, and then extend left arm forward and the foot forward. Press your right thigh back. That is the work. And then extend your left leg out to the left, 45 degrees, bent or straight. Steady your breath. And then come back to center. And you can take your right hand to your left outer edge of the foot or to the knee. Press your right thigh back. Pull your left ribs back and extend the left arm back. Look forward. Reach your arm, or take your hands to your hips. A little bit harder. Lean forward, press your right thigh back, lift the leg. 3, 2, and 1. Oh. Okay, inhale, reach your arms. Lost that whole cool, calm, collected vibe. And fold, but we pick it right back up. Inhale, lengthen. Final crow. So if you're playing with the lift off and that is just barely there, you can step onto a block, yeah? Or if you're a bit more advanced, you bring your hands onto the blocks, okay? So hands to blocks or step onto the block with your toes, and that's gonna give you that sensation of lifting. Then rise onto your toes, separate the knees into a diamond, and we're gonna do 5 breaths. So commit to where you are. Take your knees into your upper arms, lean forward, and hands onto the blocks. You may need one leg at a time. And then you hold. Squeeze the toes, squeeze the hamstrings. Reach forward with the heart. You can come in and out of it. And then slowly lower the toes, coming into a squat, hands to heart. Slowly lower all the way down onto your back. So we did one big flow, super long each side. Draw the tailbone down. And now we're just gonna move into a little bit of hip opening. And by hip opening, I mean back bends, the front of the hips, hip flexors. Release the fingertips. Bridge, inhale. And then exhale, slowly lift all the way up to bridge. Good. Gather the shoulders underneath you. You can interlace the hands, but press the fist down. Good. Press into the feet and lift through the hips. And then slowly release the hands, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And feet wide, knees knocking. Be still. And then again, place the feet. We're going to bring the block close because I'm going to use that in a little bit. Slowly lift up into a bridge. Interlace the hands. Press the shoulders down, lift the hips. Good. So you can stay here, or if you feel like you are craving a wheel, you can flip the hands by the ears. And no stress if not, because we've done a lot of forward flexion. You can come onto the crown of the head. Good. Align the elbows with the shoulders. Plug the shoulders back into their sockets towards the hips. And then you can lift. And that might feel really nice in the hip flexors. Press the tailbone up. Inner feet heavy, inner thighs wrap down. Relax your toes. And then slowly come all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Hands onto the body. Feel your heartbeat. Noticing the effect of what you do. Taking the time to notice, never rushing, never skipping. Just feeling the transitions and the in-between moments. I'm gonna bring the block underneath the sacrum any height. And we're just gonna do a little bit more restorative, taking those feet long. And you can reach your arms above your head. Let the toes flop open. Lots of containing in this class, and then we just free everything. We even free the breath, so notice if you're still holding on or clinging to it. Detach. And walk the feet in. Lift the hips. Good. And lower the back down. And hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back some love. Just rock side to side. And then we're going to come all the way back up to seated. Good. Moving into a twist. Take your left leg in. Hug it in and cross the foot on top of your right thigh. Take your left hand behind you, and you can bring that bottom foot in if you like. Reach your right arm up and take the elbow across to the knee and stay upright. So the crown of the head reaches from tailbone. Illuminate the spine. If you're craving the bind, go for it. And then unravel over towards the right. Ooh. And then we're going to layer the knees. So left knee on top of the right. And so you can always keep that bottom leg, again, straight, but the knees are layered, Gomukhasana legs. Good. And then we'll take eagle arms because we did all this work of strengthening, and we're going to give it a nice stretch. Just wrap your left arm underneath the right. And press into your palms. You can grab opposite shoulders as well, if that's inaccessible. And then you can just start to round forward. Slowly lift up, unravel the arms, straighten your legs. And then right knee, or pull the leg in, cross it across. Bring the right hand behind you, come to the fingertips, and reach your left arm. And you can pull the bottom leg in if you can ground your right sit bone. And then twist to the right. Elbow to thigh, you can always hug to get a little bit more space in the chest. And then unravel to the left. Come back to center. And Gomukhasana. So slide that right foot back so the knees are layered. Anchor the hips down. Good. And then you're going to take your right arm underneath your left. And if can just start to hinge. Feel that in the outer hips. And head heavy. Just feeling and stretch across the back. All the work that the back does to hold you up. And just kind of giving in, letting go. Slowly lift up, unravel the arms, unravel the legs, and come to lay down onto your back, Shavasana. You can bring the blocks under the thighs, under the hamstrings. So your bum is down, tailbone glides towards your heels. Relax the arms and draw the shoulders down the back away from your ears. Feel heavy so that your mat can support you. But as you give that weight over and relax, you also become light and weightless, free. Reach your arms above your head, take a big stretch. You can rest if you can keep laying there. And then hug your knees into your chest. Roll up and down the spine. Come all the way up. And bring your hands into your heart. And grow tall through the spine. And feel that sense of lightness that our practice brings us in everything we do. When we put the effort in, things over time become easier and lighter, like we knew how to do them all along. One Om. Inhale. Bring the thumbs to the forehead and take a deep bow. Namaste.